Look around you. Every success story you admire, every empire built, every dream realized, none of it was handed out for free. Success does not arrive wrapped like a gift. It is forged like steel, through fire, pressure, and persistence. The truth is simply success is earned, not given. And the question is, are you ready to earn yours? Success is not a gift. It is not something handed to us because of luck, circumstances, or the generosity of others. Too many people live under the illusion that success is waiting around the corner, ready to surprise them if they are patient enough. They believe that at some point life will deliver them the recognition, the wealth, the influence, or the opportunity they long for. But the truth is far different. Success does not arrive by chance. It does not knock on the door of those who merely wish for it. Success belongs to those who make the deliberate choice to earn it through relentless effort, discipline, and sacrifice. When we look at the lives of people who achieve extraordinary things, we might be tempted to assume they were lucky, that fortune favored them, or that they were simply born into circumstances that guaranteed success. Yet, when their stories are examined more closely, a very different reality emerges. Behind every triumph is a history of struggles, failures, persistence, and a refusal to quit when the road became steep. These men and women understood that nothing worth having comes easily. They paid the price of their achievements with time, energy, dedication, and sometimes even ridicule or rejection. The glitter of their success today was forged in the fire of years of work yesterday. To understand that success is earned is to accept responsibility for where you are and where you want to be. It is to recognize that no one owes you progress, no one owes you opportunity, and no one owes you results. Life is not a lottery where the right ticket guarantees prosperity. Life is a field where the farmer reaps only what he has sown. If you have not planted the seeds of effort, knowledge, and persistence, you cannot expect to harvest success. Every dream you have carries a price tag. That price is the work required to turn it from imagination into reality. The sooner you accept that truth, the sooner you empower yourself to take control of your destiny. There is a false comfort in believing success is a gift. It allows us to remain idle, to avoid risk, to make excuses, and to wait. But waiting never built a career. Waiting never created an empire. Waiting never changed a life. The ones who rise are the ones who move, who work while others rest, who believe when others doubt, and who push forward when others settle. Success does not reward wishes, it rewards action. Each step taken with discipline, each effort invested with consistency, is a brick laid in the foundation of achievement. Consider the athlete who wins a gold medal. On the podium, the medal may look like a gift, a token of honor bestowed upon them. But the medal was earned long before the ceremony, in the years of grueling training, in the sacrifices of comfort, in the endless hours of practice, and in the battles fought against fatigue and self-doubt. The public sees the prize, but the athlete knows the price. The same is true for every inventor, entrepreneur, leader, or artist. The world applauds the final product, but behind it lies the invisible labor of years that most people will never see. Success is a transaction. You pay first and you receive later. You give your energy, your time, your creativity, and your persistence, and in exchange, the world eventually yields the recognition or reward you have earned. There is no shortcut, no secret door, no hidden formula that bypasses effort. Those who look for the easy path remain trapped in mediocrity, while those who embrace the discipline of consistent work rise above. Earning success also shapes character. The very process of working for what you want builds resilience, sharpens focus, and teaches patience. When you have fought through challenges to reach your goal, the achievement carries meaning that no gift could ever match. A gift can be lost, squandered, or taken for granted. What you earn becomes part of who you are. It molds your identity, strengthens your belief in your own ability, and prepares you for even greater heights. Every dreamer must eventually face a choice to sit and hope that success will somehow be given to them, or to stand and begin the journey of earning it. The decision to rise, to work, and to persist is the decision that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It is the realization that nothing in life worth having will ever come without effort, and that the climb itself is what prepares you to hold the prize when you reach the top. Every human being carries within them an untapped reservoir of potential, a seed of greatness that waits for the right conditions to grow. From the moment of birth, life bestows upon us not only the gift of existence, but also the ability to dream, to think, to create, and to shape our own destiny. Yet, like a seed hidden deep within the soil, this potential does not reveal itself without effort. A seed cannot grow unless it is planted in fertile ground, watered consistently, and protected from weeds and storms. Likewise, greatness within us will not blossom unless we deliberately nurture it with discipline, knowledge, persistence, and unwavering belief in what we can become. The tragedy for many is not that they lack ability, but that they never give their inner seed a chance to flourish. Too often, people go through life waiting for circumstances to change, for opportunities to present themselves, or for others to recognize their worth. But the truth is that the greatness inside you responds not to chance, but to action. Just as a gardener must till the soil, plant carefully, and invest time in caring for a crop, you must cultivate your mind, refine your skills, and commit yourself to consistent growth if you want to unlock your potential. Think of the countless individuals who seemed ordinary at the beginning of their journey, but rose to extraordinary heights through dedication. They were not born with a crown of success on their heads. They were born as you and I were, with nothing but the same hidden seed within. The difference is that they chose to nurture it. They fed their minds with ideas, surrounded themselves with influences that strengthened their vision, and refused to let fear or failure suffocate their growth. They understood that potential, no matter how powerful, remains useless if it is left dormant. Nurturing your inner seed begins with belief. A farmer who doubts the power of the seed will never plant it, just as a person who doubts their abilities will never take the steps required to develop them. Belief is the water that nourishes your potential. It is the assurance that though your dream may not yet be visible, though progress may be slow and setbacks inevitable, growth is happening beneath the surface. Without belief, the seed of greatness dries up before it ever breaks the soil. But with belief, it continues to develop roots strong enough to withstand storms. Greatness also requires patience. Just as a seed does not grow overnight, neither does personal transformation happen instantly. Impatience causes many to give up just as their potential is about to emerge. They dig up the soil to see if the seed is growing, and in doing so, they destroy it. But those who understand the process of growth are willing to endure the waiting. They continue to invest effort even when results are not visible, trusting that the time will come when their work will bear fruit. Discipline is another essential ingredient. The soil of your life must be kept fertile, free from the weeds of laziness, doubt, and distraction. If you do not guard your mind, negative influences will choke out the fragile beginnings of growth. Success requires daily habits that feed your potential rather than starve it. Reading, learning, practicing, persisting, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are all ways of cultivating fertile ground for your seed of greatness. Without discipline, even the richest soil becomes barren, and the seed within you lies wasted. Every challenge you face in life is also part of the growing process. Storms do not exist to destroy the seed, but to test the strength of its roots. When you endure hardship, rejection, or failure, it may seem like the world is against you. But in reality, these difficulties are preparing you. They strengthen your resolve, deepen your understanding, and develop the resilience you will need when you finally break through the surface and begin to rise toward your destiny. Greatness is not fragile, it is forged in adversity. The tallest trees in the forest are those that have withstood the strongest winds. It is also important to recognize that growth cannot happen in isolation. A seed cannot thrive without sunlight, water, and nourishment, just as you cannot rise to your highest potential without connection, mentorship, and the right environment. Surround yourself with people who encourage your dreams, challenge you to improve, and remind you of what you are capable of. Stay away from those who trample on your vision or cast shade on your light. The company you keep is either nourishment for your potential or poison for your progress. When the seed within you finally breaks the surface and begins to show signs of growth, the work is not over. Success is not about sprouting once, it is about continuing to grow season after season until you reach full bloom. Even then, the process does not end, because the seed you once nurtured produces more seeds, more opportunities, more ways to expand and influence others. The greatness within you, once cultivated, becomes a source of inspiration and growth for countless others. The power of the seed lies not in what it is today, but in what it can become tomorrow. An acorn is small, fragile, and insignificant to the casual observer, yet within it lies the blueprint for a mighty oak that can stand for centuries. In the same way, you may feel small or ordinary today, but within you lies the power to create, to influence, to lead, and to achieve far beyond what you can currently imagine. The responsibility rests on you to cultivate that potential, to protect it from doubt, to feed it with knowledge, and to give it the time and attention it requires to grow into its full expression. No one will climb the mountain for you. The journey to success is deeply personal, and no one else can take the steps that belong to you. It is tempting to believe that someone will come along to carry the weight, to open the doors, or to make the path easier, but such thinking only delays the inevitable truth. The summit belongs to the one who is willing to make the climb, who accepts the hardship as part of the price, and who shoulders the responsibility of their own progress. Every person has their own mountain to conquer, and no matter how much support, guidance, or encouragement they receive, the climb itself is theirs alone. Personal responsibility is the foundation of all success. It means acknowledging that your life, your decisions, and your results are in your hands. It means refusing to blame circumstances, luck, or other people for where you are and where you are not. When you take responsibility, you step into the role of the creator of your own destiny rather than the victim of fate. Excuses may offer temporary comfort, but they rob you of power. Ownership, on the other hand, gives you control. When you own your journey, you recognize that no one else will build your dream, no one else will fight your battles, and no one else will live your life. There is strength in understanding that responsibility cannot be delegated. Just as a student cannot ask someone else to sit the exam on their behalf, you cannot ask someone to achieve your vision for you. Others may inspire you, guide you, or even walk alongside you for a time, but the climb is still yours. Each step, each decision, and each effort you make builds the strength you need to reach the summit. If you avoid the climb, you also avoid the growth, and the reward at the top loses its meaning. Success is sweet precisely because it is earned through personal effort and endurance. The path up the mountain is not straight or smooth. It wins, it steepens, and at times it feels like it will never end. Many people stop halfway, discouraged by the struggle, and wait for someone else to pull them higher. But no helping hand can take you to the top if you are unwilling to climb yourself. Others may lend support, but they cannot replace your effort. The higher you climb, the more the journey demands of you: discipline, persistence, and courage. It is in those moments when you want to stop, but take one more step anyway, that your character is forged and your success is secured. When you embrace responsibility for your climb, you discover freedom. You are no longer waiting for conditions to change, for permission to be granted, or for luck to favor you. You realize that you are the one who decides how high you will go and how fast you will move. Freedom comes from knowing that your progress is not dependent on anyone else. You do not have to rely on chance or the choices of others. You are free because you carry the power of choice within you at every moment, whether to take a step forward or to remain where you are. The climb will test your endurance, but it will also reveal your strength. Each obstacle along the path is not meant to defeat you, but to prepare you for the challenges that lie higher. If the mountain were smooth and easy, the summit would have little value. It is the difficulty of the climb that gives the view from the top its meaning. And because the journey is yours, because you carried yourself through fatigue, doubt, and setbacks, the reward belongs entirely to you. Personal responsibility is not a burden, it is an honor. It means the life you live is your creation. It means that every step you take upward is a step you chose, powered by your own will and determination. No one else will climb the mountain for you, but no one else will ever own the satisfaction of reaching the summit either. The view, the victory, and the transformation belong to the climber who never waited to be carried, but chose instead to rise on their own strength. Many people in this world want success. They dream of a better life, a higher position, recognition, or financial freedom. They talk about it, they imagine it, and they desire it deeply. Yet there is a vast difference between wanting success and earning it. Desire alone will not build a career, create a business, write a book, or win a championship. Desire is only the spark, the initial flame that ignites the vision, but it is action that carries the dream forward. Those who are willing to pay the price in sweat, sacrifice, and persistence separate themselves from the countless others who only wish. The difference between desire and action is the difference between imagination and reality. It is easy to imagine a life of accomplishment, but it is far harder to rise early each morning and do the work required to build that life. Many people hope for results without effort, rewards without struggle, or recognition without preparation. They want the fruit but avoid planting the tree. The truth is simple and uncompromising: the rewards of success always come at a cost, and that cost must be paid in advance. Time, energy, focus, and determination are the currency. If you are unwilling to invest them, your dreams remain nothing more than fantasies. Desire can be deceiving because it makes us feel as though wanting something is enough. People can mistake passion for progress, but passion without discipline fades quickly. How many times have people started something with enthusiasm, only to abandon it when the first obstacle appeared? They thought that desire would carry them through, but when the reality of effort and sacrifice demanded its price, they stepped back. Success requires more than excitement. It requires the stubbornness to keep moving when the excitement has disappeared and the journey feels heavy. Those who achieve greatness understand that the price is not negotiable. They sacrifice comfort, leisure, and sometimes even security to pursue their vision. They work while others rest. They study while others waste time. They train while others complain. Their desire is not a fleeting wish, but a burning determination that drives them to act when it would be easier to stop. They are not afraid of paying the price, because they know that nothing worth achieving comes without it. The pain of effort is temporary, but the pride of achievement lasts a lifetime. Paying the price also means facing failures and setbacks. No road to success is straight, and no effort is free of mistakes. Many people let failure extinguish their desire because they believed wanting success would be enough to guarantee it. But failure is part of the cost. Every mistake teaches, every setback strengthens, and every disappointment prepares the ground for growth. The difference between those who wish and those who win is that the winners accept failure as tuition, part of the education that leads to mastery. They pay the price gladly because they know each challenge brings them closer to the goal. Desire without action creates frustration. People who only want success but refuse to pay the price often look at others with envy, wondering why they achieved more. They forget that behind every visible success story is invisible labor. The victories that look effortless to outsiders were built upon years of effort, long nights, and relentless persistence. What looks like luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity. Those who are willing to prepare, to endure, and to sacrifice place themselves in the position to seize opportunities when they arrive. Action transforms desire into reality. It is the bridge between the dream in your mind and the results in your life. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a payment toward the price of success. Over time, consistent action compounds, and the dream that once seemed distant becomes achievable. The person who once only wished is now living the life they built with effort. That transformation does not happen by chance. It happens through persistence, through thousands of small decisions to act instead of waiting. The world is full of dreamers, but dreamers who only wish remain stagnant. The ones who change their lives, who shape industries, who write their names into history, are those who understand that desire must be fueled by action. They are willing to pay in full, sometimes with years of labor, sometimes with failures that would break weaker spirits, but always with faith that the price is worth the reward. Wanting success may inspire you, but acting for success will transform you. Only when desire is combined with relentless effort does the dream stop being a possibility and start becoming a reality. Do not wait for opportunity. Create it. Waiting for the right moment, the right conditions, or the right people to appear is one of the greatest illusions that holds people back from their potential. Life does not hand out chances to those who sit still and hope. Opportunity comes to those who move, who take initiative, who knock on doors until one opens. And when it does not, they build a new door. Success belongs to the bold, to the ones who understand that luck is not something you wait for, but something you manufacture with your own effort, vision, and persistence. Those who wait for opportunity often spend years in frustration. They keep hoping that a perfect situation will arrive, that someone will notice their talent, or that circumstances will align in their favor. But time passes, and the opportunity they long for never appears because they failed to act. The truth is that conditions are rarely perfect. If you wait for all obstacles to disappear before you begin, you will never start. The secret lies in moving forward with what you have, where you are, and making progress even in less than ideal circumstances. Action generates momentum, and momentum attracts opportunities. Creating opportunity begins with seeing possibilities where others see limitations. Many people look at challenges and see walls that stop them. The creator of opportunity looks at the same wall and asks how it can be climbed, broken, or turned into something useful. This mindset of creativity transforms problems into stepping stones. When others complain about lack of resources, the determined person asks how to use the little they have to make progress. History is full of people who began with almost nothing but refused to be limited by their circumstances. Their refusal to wait turned small beginnings into extraordinary results. Another essential part of creating opportunity is developing skill and knowledge. Opportunity is attracted to preparation. Just as a farmer prepares the field before the rain comes, you must prepare yourself so that when a chance does appear, you are ready to seize it. Too many people want opportunities they are not prepared to handle. They wish for success without building the foundation necessary to sustain it. By working on your skills, sharpening your mind, and strengthening your character, you make yourself a magnet for opportunities. Preparation ensures that when the right door opens, you have the strength and wisdom to walk through it with confidence. Courage also plays a central role in creating opportunity. Opportunities rarely come labeled with guarantees. They come disguised as risk challenges or untested paths. Those who lack courage see only danger and retreat, while those with boldness step forward and claim the reward. The act of taking risks, even small ones, is often what generates new doors. Every successful person can look back on moments when they had to take a leap without certainty of the outcome. The leap itself was what created the opportunity. Fear paralyzes, but courage moves, and movement always brings new possibilities. Persistence cannot be overlooked. Creating opportunity is rarely a matter of one attempt. Many times you will knock on doors that remain shut, make efforts that seem unnoticed, or build paths that collapse under your feet. But each attempt, even if it fails, brings you closer to the one that will succeed. Persistence multiplies your chances. The more you act, the more possibilities you create, and the greater your likelihood of success. Giving up guarantees nothing, but perseverance keeps the door open for the breakthrough you seek. Surrounding yourself with the right environment also helps in creating opportunity. The people you spend time with can either expand your vision or shrink it. Being around individuals who inspire, challenge, and push you to grow exposes you to new ideas and new avenues you might not see on your own. Opportunity often hides in relationships, conversations, and collaborations. When you position yourself among those who are striving and building, you naturally encounter chances that would never appear if you isolated yourself or remained among those who settle for less. Creating opportunity is about living with initiative. Instead of waiting for life to deliver something, you wake up each day asking what you can build, what you can improve, and what you can try. Even small actions compound over time, turning into larger results and eventually into opportunities that once seemed impossible. Each step forward is like laying a brick, and over time, the wall you build becomes the very platform from which new doors open. The ones who succeed are not those who waited for the perfect chance, but those who created chances through movement, preparation, courage, and persistence. Obstacles are not accidents placed in your path to punish you. They are deliberate tests designed to shape you. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced barriers that seemed impossible to overcome. These barriers are not signals to quit, but invitations to grow stronger. Life uses challenges as a way to separate the ones who only dream from the ones who act. The ones who quit at the first sign of resistance from the ones who push forward no matter what stands in their way. Without obstacles, success would be empty. It is the very presence of resistance that makes achievement meaningful. When a person faces obstacles, their first instinct is often frustration. They wonder why things are not easier, why the road is filled with delays, failures, and hardships. Yet if the path were easy, if the road were smooth, everyone would succeed effortlessly, and success itself would lose its value. The truth is that obstacles act as filters. They filter out the impatient, the uncommitted, and the weak-willed. Only those with persistence, faith, and determination pass through. Each obstacle you face is a test of your commitment to your goal. It asks, how much do you truly want what you claim to desire? Are you willing to endure discomfort, to push through fear, and to sacrifice ease for the sake of your vision? Every great story of achievement is marked by struggle. The inventor who faced countless failures before creating something revolutionary, the athlete who trained through injuries, the entrepreneur who risked everything despite setbacks. All of them were confronted by obstacles that could have broken them. What set them apart was not the absence of hardship, but their response to it. They chose to see obstacles as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. They understood that resistance builds strength, and every challenge overcome adds another layer of resilience to the foundation of success. Obstacles also reveal creativity. When the straightforward path is blocked, you are forced to think differently, to innovate, and to discover solutions you might never have considered otherwise. Adversity compels you to expand your mind and sharpen your problem-solving skills. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history were born out of the necessity created by obstacles. Instead of surrendering to the challenge, determined individuals asked themselves what could be done differently. And in doing so, they uncovered opportunities hidden within the problem itself. Obstacles are often the birthplace of innovation. There is also a deeper purpose to obstacles. They prepare you for the greater responsibilities of success. If you cannot handle small setbacks now, how will you manage the weight of bigger challenges when you rise higher? The struggles you face today are training for the victories of tomorrow. They strengthen your discipline, test your patience, and refine your character. Success is not simply about reaching the goal. It is about becoming the kind of person who can sustain and grow that success once it arrives. Obstacles shape you into that person. They are not there to stop you. They are there to prepare you. Many people misinterpret obstacles as signs that they are on the wrong path. They think that if they were meant to succeed, the way would be easy. But in reality, the presence of obstacles is often proof that you are pursuing something worthwhile. If your dream did not matter, there would be no resistance. The greater the vision, the greater the opposition, because great achievements require equally great growth. Challenges are a sign that you are moving in the right direction, stretching beyond the ordinary, and daring to attempt something significant. Obstacles also teach resilience. When you are knocked down and forced to rise again, you build an inner strength that cannot be taught in comfort. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward despite fear, pain, or repeated failures. It is the quality that ensures that no matter how many times you fall, you will stand again. Without obstacles, you would never learn resilience, and without resilience, lasting success would be impossible. The road may break the weak, but it forges the strong into unshakable individuals capable of withstanding anything. Facing obstacles requires perspective. You can view them as barriers that block your progress, or you can view them as opportunities to grow. The choice is yours. One perspective breeds defeat, while the other breeds determination. When you look at an obstacle and say, "This is here to make me stronger," you transform it from an enemy into an ally. Instead of draining your energy, it fuels your fire. Instead of discouraging you, it challenges you to rise higher. Perspective is the lens that determines whether you will stop or whether you will push forward with even greater determination. Those who embrace obstacles eventually discover that the very challenges they once feared become the sources of their greatest pride. Looking back, they realize that the moments that tested them the most were the ones that shaped them into who they are. Without those struggles, they would not have developed the strength, creativity, and resilience that define their success. Obstacles are not meant to defeat you, but to transform you. Each one you overcome not only brings you closer to your goal, but also turns you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. The world does not reward excuses, it rewards results. Excuses may provide a moment of comfort, a way to shift blame or avoid responsibility, but they do not build success. Every person has reasons why they could not, should not, or did not take action, yet reasons never produce achievement. Results are the only language the world truly listens to. You may explain why you failed, why you were late, or why you quit, but in the end, it is only the outcomes of your choices and actions that stand as proof of your effort. Excuses vanish in the air, but results endure. Excuses are easy to create because they demand nothing of you. They allow you to protect your pride, avoid discomfort, and shield yourself from criticism. They sound convincing, even to yourself, because they provide justification for inaction. But what they really do is rob you of power. The moment you make an excuse, you hand over control of your life to circumstances or other people. You are no longer the driver but the passenger, carried wherever the winds of chance take you. Results, on the other hand, put you firmly back in the driver's seat. They are evidence that you acted, persisted, and turned vision into reality regardless of the challenges you faced. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties that could serve as excuses. Time may be short, resources limited, and opportunities scarce. People may doubt you, criticize you, or even work against you. Yet none of these can stop you unless you allow them to become excuses. Some of the most remarkable successes in history were achieved by individuals who had every reason to quit but refused to. They faced poverty, failure, rejection, or seemingly impossible odds, but instead of bowing to excuses, they chose to produce results. They understood that excuses change nothing, while results change everything. Excuses also weaken your credibility. When you repeatedly explain why you could not achieve something, people eventually stop listening. They stop believing in your words because they see no evidence in your actions. Results, however, command respect. Results silence doubt. When you produce results, no defense is necessary because your achievements speak for themselves. Success needs no explanation, no justification, and no excuse. It is self-evident. Those who focus on excuses seek sympathy, while those who focus on results earn admiration and influence. One of the greatest dangers of excuses is that they become habits. The more you use them, the more natural they feel. Over time, you may not even notice that you are making them. They become part of your thinking, a pattern that limits your growth and blinds you to opportunities. Every excuse is a small surrender, a small step backward, and eventually these steps add up to a life of mediocrity. But when you train yourself to reject excuses and demand results instead, you build a different kind of habit, one of responsibility, persistence, and progress. That habit compounds into a life of accomplishment. Results are not always about achieving perfection. They are about showing measurable progress, about taking action that moves you closer to your goal. Even small results matter because they build momentum and confidence. When you see evidence of progress, no matter how minor, you reinforce the belief that success is possible. Excuses, by contrast, stop progress before it even begins. They keep you frozen waiting for better conditions, while time passes and opportunities fade. Every step forward, no matter how small, creates results that excuses can never deliver. Producing results often means working when you do not feel like. Excuses thrive in moments of discomfort, whispering reasons to stop or delay. They tell you it is too hard, too late, too soon, or too risky. But results require discipline, the ability to push past temporary feelings and focus on the bigger picture. Discipline is the difference between those who stop and explain why they failed and those who continue and show what they accomplished. Feelings fade, but results remain. Discipline ensures that action is taken even when motivation is low, and consistent action always leads to results. Another truth about results is that they build opportunities. people notice results. Employers, partners, and leaders value those who deliver outcomes, not excuses. Results open doors that excuses can never unlock. When you demonstrate reliability through your actions, you create trust and attract opportunities that would otherwise remain hidden. The world is constantly searching for people who can make things happen, who can be counted on to follow through. By producing results, you place yourself in that rare group, and opportunities naturally follow. Ultimately, results are the evidence of your commitment. They prove that you were willing to put in the work, endure the challenges, and persist until progress was made. Excuses only prove that you found reasons to stop. Every day offers a choice. You can either produce excuses or you can produce results, but you cannot have both. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall short is not talent or luck as much as it is the consistent choice to focus on outcomes rather than explanations. Results show the world what you are capable of, and more importantly, they show you what you are capable of. Persistence is power because it is the force that carries you forward when everything else tempts you to stop. Talent can give you an advantage, resources can make the path easier, and opportunities can accelerate progress, but none of these matter without persistence. It is persistence that turns effort into mastery, failures into lessons, and dreams into realities. Without it, the best ideas remain unfinished, the greatest goals remain distant, and the strongest desires fade into frustration. Persistence is the steady heartbeat of success, the quiet determination that refuses to quit even when the road feels endless. Setbacks are an inevitable part of any journey worth taking. No one reaches a significant goal without encountering failure, rejection, or disappointment along the way. For many, these obstacles become reasons to stop, to tell themselves that success was not meant for them. But persistence transforms setbacks into stepping stones. Each failure is seen not as a permanent defeat, but as temporary feedback, a signal to adjust, improve, and try again. Those who persist understand that the path to achievement is rarely straight or smooth. It is filled with detours, challenges, and delays that must be endured and overcome. What makes persistence so powerful is that it multiplies effort over time. A single attempt may not produce results, but repeated attempts build momentum. Each effort compounds, creating experience, skill, and resilience that eventually tip the balance in your favor. The person who tries once and quits never discovers how close they were to success, but the one who persists learns that persistence itself brings opportunities that quitting never will. Success often comes not to the most talented or the most fortunate, but to the one who simply refuses to stop trying. Persistence also strengthens character. It teaches patience, discipline, and resilience in ways that no easy victory ever could. Every time you push forward when giving up feels easier, you train your mind and spirit to endure greater challenges. Over time, persistence becomes part of who you are, a defining trait that shapes how you approach every aspect of life. This strength of character is often what separates leaders from followers, winners from dreamers, and achievers from wishers. There is power in refusing to quit, because quitting guarantees failure while persistence always holds the possibility of success. Even in the darkest moments, persistence keeps the light of hope alive. It whispers that one more attempt, one more step, one more push could make all the difference. Persistence does not promise that the journey will be easy, but it ensures that the journey continues, and as long as the journey continues, the possibility of success remains. Mindset matters more than circumstances, resources, or even talent, because it is the foundation on which every action is built. A bold dream can only exist if the mind dares to imagine it. A clear plan can only be created if the mind believes it is possible. Relentless work can only be sustained if the mind has the strength to endure hardship and delay. Everything begins and ends in the mind. Success is not first achieved in the physical world, but in the invisible world of thought and belief. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you produce. A bold dream is the first requirement of a powerful mindset. Without vision, there is no direction, and without direction, every effort is scattered and wasted. Dreams give purpose. They provide a reason to wake up each morning with energy and determination. People who achieve great things are not those who think small, but those who dare to dream of possibilities beyond their current reality. A bold dream stretches the imagination and forces you to grow. It pushes you out of comfort and demands that you become someone greater than you are today. Those who think small remain confined by their limitations, but those who think boldly create futures that once seemed impossible. Yet dreaming alone is not enough. A mindset of clarity transforms dreams into plans. Many people have desires but no structure, ambitions but no strategy. Without clarity, even bold dreams fade into frustration. A strong mindset creates focus, identifies priorities, and eliminates distractions. It knows that energy must be directed towards specific goals in order to create progress. Clarity means breaking down the dream into steps, mapping the path forward. and being disciplined enough to follow it even when distractions arise. It is the difference between wandering and advancing, between hoping and achieving. Relentless work is the final expression of a strong mindset. When obstacles appear, when motivation fades, and when fatigue sets in, it is mindset that decides whether you continue or quit. A weak mindset surrenders easily, telling itself that the task is too difficult or the goal too far. A strong mindset pushes forward anyway, knowing that consistent effort compounds into results over time. It embraces the grind, understanding that persistence is what transforms vision into reality. Relentless work is not always glamorous, but it is always necessary, and it is fueled by the strength of your thoughts. What makes mindset so powerful is that it shapes how you interpret events. Two people can face the same challenge, and one will see it as a reason to stop while the other sees it as a chance to grow. The difference lies not in the challenge itself, but in the mindset with which it is approached. A strong mindset interprets setbacks as lessons, failures as temporary, and difficulties as opportunities to develop strength. This interpretation creates resilience, the ability to keep moving forward regardless of circumstances. Resilient people are not those who never face hardship, but those whose minds refuse to be defeated by it. Mindset also determines what you expect from yourself and from life. If you believe you are capable, you act with confidence. If you believe opportunities exist, you search for them until you find them. If you believe success is possible, you take the risks required to achieve it. On the other hand, if you believe you are limited, you never attempt much, and your actions reflect that belief. The mind sets the ceiling on achievement. By raising your expectations, by choosing to think in terms of possibility instead of limitation, you raise the ceiling of what you can accomplish. Another truth about mindset is that it directly influences discipline. Goals are achieved not in bursts of motivation, but in consistent daily habits. A weak mindset looks for comfort, ease, and instant gratification, but a strong mindset embraces sacrifice and patience. It understands that success is not immediate, that results take time, and that every small action adds up. This discipline does not come from outside pressure, but from an internal decision to think long-term rather than short-term. When the mind is trained to see the value of persistence, the body follows through with the required actions. Mindset also affects the way you see yourself. Self-image is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. People act in alignment with what they believe about themselves. If you see yourself as capable, resilient, and worthy of success, you act boldly and persistently. If you see yourself as weak, unworthy, or destined for failure, you act timidly and give up easily. A strong mindset involves creating a self-image that empowers rather than limits. It means choosing thoughts that strengthen confidence instead of thoughts that weaken resolve. The connection between mindset and success cannot be overstated. Everything in life is filtered through the way you think. Challenges, opportunities, relationships, and even failures all take on meaning based on the mindset you hold. A bold dream, a clear plan, and relentless work are not possible without a mind that has been trained to focus on growth, resilience, and possibility. By strengthening your mindset, you strengthen every area of your life. You create the mental foundation that can withstand setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving toward success no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Success is earned through effort, vision, and relentless commitment, and it becomes yours the moment you decide that nothing can stop you. It is not a matter of chance or luck, but of choice and persistence. The difference between those who achieve and those who only dream lies in the decision to keep moving forward despite every difficulty that arises. When you accept that success must be earned, you also accept that excuses, blame, and shortcuts have no place in the journey. It is a declaration to yourself and the world that you will not wait to be given anything, but will instead create the outcome you desire with your own hands. The moment you make the decision that nothing can stop you, a powerful shift happens. Obstacles lose their ability to intimidate because you are no longer asking whether success is possible, but only how it will be achieved. Failures do not end the journey. They simply redirect your approach. Every challenge becomes another step that strengthens your determination rather than weakens it. This decision is the foundation of persistence. The mindset that refuses to accept defeat and sees every setback as a temporary delay rather than a permanent barrier. Earning success requires discipline, and discipline is the ability to keep promises to yourself even when no one is watching. It means working when you are tired, continuing when you are discouraged, and pressing forward when distractions pull at your attention. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency builds results that compound over time. Small, steady actions performed daily accumulate into great achievements, and the person who remains consistent will always outpace the one who works in bursts of temporary motivation. Another truth about earning success is that it requires sacrifice. You cannot hold on to comfort and progress at the same time. Sacrifice may mean giving up leisure to work on your goals, letting go of limiting beliefs, or distancing yourself from people who discourage you. Every sacrifice is an investment in your future, a way of proving that your dreams matter more than temporary ease. Those who achieve greatness are willing to give up what is easy in exchange for what is meaningful. Ultimately, success is earned not in grand moments, but in countless small decisions repeated over time. It is earned when you choose to rise after failure, when you persist in the face of doubt, when you believe in your vision even when others cannot see it. Success becomes yours when your willpower outweighs your fear, when your commitment is stronger than your excuses, and when your persistence outlasts your obstacles. It is in these choices that you prove to yourself and to the world that nothing can stop you. Success is not waiting for you, it is waiting on you. It does not belong to the lucky or the privileged. It belongs to the relentless, the disciplined, and the determined. The moment you decide to rise, to persist, and to never accept defeat, success becomes inevitable. Remember, it will never be given. It will only ever be earned.